So a long held limiting belief I had was that if I express anger, if I feel angry, then I wouldn't be a kind person. That I wouldn't be seen as a kind person. Other people won't believe that I'm a kind person. And that I wouldn't believe that I'm a kind person or feel like I'm a kind person. So this kept me from experiencing anger, expressing anger. It added to suppressing anger and avoiding anger and pretending that it wasn't there whenever I would feel anger in my body. And this belief made me very uncomfortable, and it made me not be at peace. But discovering this limiting belief, this fear that I had actually, because I was afraid of not being seen as kind. Like I knew I was kind, but I was afraid that people would misunderstand me if I show anger, and that they wouldn't accept me as I am, my kindness, that I'm a kind person, and that they wouldn't love me. So this limiting belief came from a fear of not being seen and recognized as a kind person. But this limiting belief kept making me prove my kindness to others. And there's such a contradiction, because in my life, I don't know if that's like a proper way of expressing this, but I would be totally okay with other people being angry and showing anger, expressing anger, and I would still think that the other person and other people are kind, the people who are expressing anger. But when it came to me, myself, I couldn't accept that I'm a kind person if I ever show anger. So it was causing me more distress in so many ways than creating peace for me. So when I discovered this limiting belief, what I did was to push myself little by little. I would get uncomfortable whenever I would experience anger, big or small, whether it's like a little frustration or annoyance or like full-blown anger or something in the middle. I would sit with it first so that it's not controlling me and not just like exploding and just like flooding anger out of me. But I would sit with it, and I would listen and hear what it wants to say, what it's saying. I would also calm down, and then I would express it, even though it brought up feelings of that fear of not being seen as a kind person, of people possibly disliking me because they may think that I'm not kind because I'm showing anger, expressing anger to them. But I faced these fears, and discomfort, and expressed it. And what happened afterwards was that what I expressed would be accepted. I don't remember it not being accepted. I mean, there are times when I express something, and then that the other person had something to say back to me about their perspective, but I still felt like accepted. It wasn't like being rejected for expressing anger. So yeah, I would do the uncomfortable, so sit with fears that were coming up and still express anger. And I did not feel the feeling of like people not thinking I'm kind became less and less and less. Like my inner child still can feel afraid at times, but I sit with her, I talk to her, and she trusts me. And when I feel ready to express, then I express. And I've gotten much more comfortable with expressing what makes me feel angry. And I now don't believe that limiting belief that if I'm ever angry or express anger, that I'm not a kind person. That equation has changed. I'm kind regardless of what emotions I experience and what feelings I experience and what I do with those emotions and feelings. Like, I generally, don't try to hurt people on purpose. So, like, I know I do accidentally or out of my own wounds too, and I take accountability, but besides that, like, I'm still a kind person regardless of what emotions I experience and how I like expressing them. So that condition, that limiting belief and condition has left. And now I'm more unconditionally accepting of myself, that I'm a kind person regardless of whatever I experience and situation at heart. And I can still I can let myself experience and express emotions. And that doesn't change who I am at my core. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I just felt called to share this. It came up as I was watching back one of my videos. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And if you find that you resonate, please share with me as well. And if you think of someone you want to share this to, share. All right, see you later.